You're listening to BK Presents on Rainier Avenue Radio.
Hello, everyone. My name is BK International Talent Scout. I'm bringing a brand new show to you called BK Presents. 30 minutes, nonstop, your favorite in gospel music. The studio session, going deep into interviews with your favorite artists, producers, and their engineers. You and your music. Concert previews and concert reviews. Get it all on bkpresents.com. Hello, everybody. This is BK International Talent Scout, and I'm live in Rainier Avenue Radio World Podcast Studios in Columbia City. Today is the informational show about BK Presents. BK Presents will be doing our tapings every Thursday at 7 p.m. starting this Thursday. Our shows are pre-recorded. So with our shows being taped at Rainier Avenue Radio, we're going to have guests live in the studio, sitting next to me, and also we're going to be talking to guests on the phone. We're going to be talking to guests in other cities. We're just going to be chopping it up about gospel music, church news, community news, political news, and everything that's happening in the African American church community in Seattle, Tacoma, Portland, and the whole Pacific Northwest. What we really want to do is try to give our community leaders, community singers, community presenters, and community business people an opportunity to share their own personal story. It's nothing like sharing your own story from your own perspective, talking about your own experience. So that's what we're going to be doing on BK Presents. And I want to just give you some history of how I came to be a part of Rainier Avenue Radio. And so the story goes as this. I was at Festival Sinjata, or I was at a festival at the Seattle Center, and I was talking to Tony Benton. And he said, hey, man, we're doing this real cool thing in Columbia City. I want you to come to some meetings, and I just want you to sit in the back. So I came to a couple of meetings, and I sat in the back. I was already doing a show called BK Presents, produced by my friend, Marquise Franklin, who's a hip-hop artist. He's also associate pastor of New Creation Christian Center in Rainier Beach. I've been working with him over 10 years doing my podcast. So he said, man, just come. And I was like, hey, man, I do a show. I would like to be a part. And I was doing my show from my home and doing my recordings in the community. So that's how I was able to get blessed on Rainier Avenue Radio. And it's been a great journey being on Rainier Avenue Radio because it gave me a solid platform. It gave me solid insight, and it allowed me to work around creative people that was doing radio, video. They just did it all. The coolest thing about Rainier Avenue Radio, coming to the meetings, getting to know the staff, the people that do other shows. And when you get around that synergy, you just pick up on things. So what Rainier Avenue Radio is famous for is the high school sporting games like football, basketball, and other sports. They actually go live from Memorial Stadium, or they go live at the basketball arenas at the high schools. I mean, and not just during the regular season, they go into the playoffs and the finals. They did a lot of special programming, and that's what it was such an incredible. I would just watch that and be so inspired. And then I had this idea of like, what if a church? What if a church was on Rainier Avenue Radio? And I kicked out the ideas to a few people. And then, as you know, I think the pandemic hit, and then boom, New Hope Missionary Baptist Church. They start airing their church services on Rainier Avenue Radio, which I thought was a groovy thing because Pastor Jeffries already had a show on Rainier Avenue Radio. So I just wanted to really give you guys some history of how things came apart. So you can always hear New Hope Missionary Baptist Church on Rainier Avenue Radio on Sundays. Why is that important for New Hope to be on the radio on Sunday mornings? Because there are a group of people that want to go to church, but they can't get there. They could be elderly, they could be transportation problems, they could be seniors, they could be out of state. So having church live, video, audio is just a need. It's a niche that needed to be developed. And so they've been doing church live on the air for a few good years now, and I'm really excited about that. My show is pre-recorded. So my show actually airs on Rainier Avenue Radio on Mondays at 10:30, Fridays at 9 a.m., and it's premiered 3 times on Sunday, which is so cool. You can hear BK Presents at 8 a.m., 9:30 a.m., and 12:30 p.m., right before the women's program in the afternoon. So just being a part of this family, I just want to be able to tell my story of what it's like really. Why am I here? Why do I do what I do? Now, as you also know, I have been a part of the Stellar Gospel Music Awards since 2019. Dr. Carol Crawford, she got me connected to become a voting member for the Stellar Gospel Music Awards. And that has like changed my life to actually, it's the #1 gospel music award show. It's the #1 gospel music award show in the whole nation, the Stellar Gospel Music Awards. And to be a voting member of the Academy, it is amazing to vote for local artists, regional artists, national artists. It's an amazing thing to be able to vote. And you vote in the first round, you vote in the second round. All the artists that get past the second round are actually nominated for Stellar Awards. So it's a cool thing to vote. And I want to put this out because I talked to Dennis Cole. If you want to be a voting member for the Stellar Awards, you can do that also. Just go to their website and you'll see where you can apply to vote to become a member of the Stellar Awards. Now, this part of the process, I need to explain it to everyone because I don't want to be the only voting member in the Pacific Northwest. We need like 20 or 30 people from the Pacific Northwest to be a part of the voting academy for the Stellar Awards. So now it's a little different. In order to submit to become a part of the Stellar Award Academy, you have to have 2 letters of recommendation. You have to share what you're doing in the community, and then they make a decision if you can become a part of the academy. But it's open. It is open right now, and I'm encouraging everyone. I'm making phone calls. I'm sending out emails encouraging people. Come join the Stellar Award Academy family so you can vote. And what happens when you vote? Voting is your power. Let me say that again. Voting is your power. And so, by us being able to vote strong from the Pacific Northwest, that means Pacific Northwest gospel recording artists have the great possibility over the next 2 to 3 to 5 years to be nominated for Stellar Awards. Imagine people that we know, that we grow up with, that do gospel music in the Pacific Northwest being nominated for a Stellar Award in different categories. And there are, let me tell you, there are like 30 to 45 different categories that you can be nominated for. And they also have a radio side where small radio stations, medium radio stations, large radio stations, social media stations, internet radio stations, hey, you can be nominated to win an award in those areas too. So let's grow together, let's build together, and let's celebrate together. I'm really excited about going to the Stellar Awards coming up in August. They're having a big celebration in Nashville. It's going to be so much fun. And so, because I've been a part of the Stellar Awards, Dennis Cole, who's one of the leaders of the Stellar Awards and working behind the scenes, it was like, BK, you've been coming a while, you've been going to the master classes. I need help from you. Tell me what we're doing good. Tell me what we can do better. Tell me what we can change, and tell me what we can do new. I was so honored to be asked that question by Dennis Cole. Man, send it to me in an email, send it to me in a letter. I need your input so that we can make the Stellar Awards celebration better. Because the awards are on Saturday, but the celebrations start on Thursday. And so to be a part, to have my input there, it's humbling, it's exciting. I'm a straight shooter. So I told him the truth about how I felt, because I'm a passionate guy. I'm a passionate guy about gospel music, and I'm glad to play this role. I'm glad to open up the door to my colleagues and friends that love gospel music in the Pacific Northwest. Join me in this Stellar Award Academy family. I need you to be a voter just like I'm a voter, okay? So the Stellar Awards over the past 3 years have been in Las Vegas. They have been in hot Las Vegas, crazy hot, heated weather. So they changed it this year from Las Vegas to Nashville. We're going to the songwriting capital of the USA. We're going to Nashville. Also, while I'm in Nashville, I'm working with my god sister Net Net. She does a show called the travel update. She does all these updates about travel. You know Net Net. You see her on Instagram, Facebook. She's doing a great show. She's doing so good that even a sunglass company wants to send her sunglasses to wear their glasses. So she's almost about to get a brand deal. I'm just trying to get my god sister to call them back. Can you believe it? So me and Net we're also going to be attending the Urban Cafe Awards. And at the Urban Cafe Awards, they're going to be honoring Tasha Cobbs Leonard. Tasha Cobbs Leonard. They're going to be honoring Deidre Hatton. They're going to be honoring the Mississippi Mass Choir. Wow. I'm just excited about that. Okay. I am totally excited to be working with Carlos, who's the producer of the Urban Soul Cafe Awards that are going to be happening in Nashville. And wow, I'm going to be going to that on Friday night. So there's so many different things that are going to be happening. They're called Sanctioned Stellar Award events that are going to be happening all through Nashville at churches, coffee houses, restaurants, clubs. It's just going to be so many things happening. I don't even know how I can attend them all. I know I won't be able to attend them all because I'll be in the master classes. That's the other cool thing. When you're a voting member, you get to go to these master classes, and these master classes need to be attended by more people in the Pacific Northwest that sing, that write, that just love gospel music. You get to hear from the very best in gospel music. Uh, Amazon, they did a master class. They did a master class on songwriting. So, hey, all these things are offered. They had a pool party. They had a gospel music pool party last year at the Stellar Awards. Man, there's just like so many things happening. So I'm trying to get all my family and friends to go to the Stellar Awards with me because I don't want to celebrate by myself. I want to celebrate with you, my family and friends. So get your ticket to go to Nashville, enjoy this Stellar Awards celebration. Oh my God. It's just going to be a fun time. I'm going to be there. Other people that you may know will be there. It's just an amazing. If you love gospel music, you got to love the Stellar Awards. And for people that may not even know what the Stellar Awards are equal to the Grammy Awards. So if you think Grammy in gospel music, the Stellar Awards is at that level. They are the number one gospel music award show in the nation. And they're about 15 gospel music award shows in the US. So there's like 15 different gospel music award shows. The Stellar Awards are like the granddaddy of them all. So hey, I'm talking about the Stellar Awards. I know you're gonna go online, you're gonna get your ticket, you're gonna research, and you're gonna be there hanging out with me and all my friends and Net and everybody else that loves gospel music. The next thing that I want to talk about. Oh, and this is so funny. And then so last year I got to tell you I went to a movie screening called The Forge. There was a movie screening last year called The Forge. The Forge is one of the best movies I ever went to. It hit so hard. I was literally in tears. This movie is for all young people to see. It's about relationships, it's about being mentored, it's about a young man that's going through a lot, and he's mentored by a super professional, successful businessman. And this relationship changes the young man's heart and his life. You guys, it changes his heart and his life. And so it premiered at the Stellar Awards in Las Vegas. Then the next month, it premiered in theaters all across the nation. The Forge, it is a Christian movie. It is a Christian movie that has to be seen by young people, young adults, youth church. It This movie was so I walked out twice because I was crying, because the subject matter hit so hard about a young man that wanted to date someone, but he also was challenged by his mentor to change his life. And to see this young man's life change before your very eyes, it's the most moving movie I've seen in a while. And right now you could see it on Prime Video, you could see it online. And I when I came and they gave me a packet. So I actually sent out letters to churches and youth groups encouraging people to watch this movie, because at the end of the movie they did a Q&A, and the Q&A hit hard. The Q&A at the premiere was done by Priscilla Schreier, who's the daughter of Tony Evans. Priscilla Schreier was the mom, and she's known all over America. Also, the people that did the music for the movie was at the premiere. They talked about how the movie challenged them as parents, but also challenged their kids, their teenagers, their young adults. Imagine one movie opening up an opportunity to have a conversation. That was so moving for me, to really sit down and have a conversation about a subject matter that would actually bring a family together, right? Bringing a family together to talk, to pray, and to actually see someone, because most young people, they need someone not just to talk with them, but to walk with them. And what does walking with young people look like? Walking with a young person, this means that you're giving them an opportunity to grow. You're giving them an opportunity to learn, but you're also giving them an opportunity to be listened to. Listening is an art. Most people want to talk to be heard, but when you learn the art to listen, listen with your heart, listen with your mind, listen with your body, listen with your eyes, listen with your ears. When you do that kind of listening, it causes the other person to take off their armor. It causes the other person to take off their shield, or put down their shield, to put down their sword, to take off their helmet, to take off their breastplate, and just be open and honest about how you're feeling, what you're going through, and how we can grow together, how we can overcome a trial, how we can overcome a question, how we can overcome a situation together. Do you know that most relationships don't even last because people don't even really hear the other person because they're preoccupied? This movie will change your life, your family's life, your friend's life. And I've seen the movie in the theater and I've seen it online, and it's just as powerful. So right now, I want to encourage all youth groups, all young adult groups, all single groups to watch The Forge again and have an open dialogue, have an open Q&A about the subject matter, and watch people's lives change. Well, this is BK International Talent Scout. I'm coming to the close of this first show. This first show is just an introduction show. I'm in the studio with Daniel, and he's the producer, and we're just chopping it up. I just wanted to tell you the new direction of my show, which I'm really excited about. It's going to cause me to stretch. It's going to cause me to grow. If you have any ideas or if you want to be interviewed, all you got to do is reach out to me. My email is simple, bkpresents@gmail.com. bkpresents@gmail.com. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram. Very easy to find. I'm not going to put my phone number out there, but send me an email, bkpresents@gmail.com. Hey, I'm coming up to the end of the show. It's been fun. This is BK Presents International Talent Scout on Rainier Avenue Radio World. This is my introduction show. Please share it with family and friends. Guess what, everybody? I'll see you next week with more fun and more guests. And thanks for listening.
Thank you, Seattle, for checking out the show with BK Presents on Rainier Avenue Radio. It's been our pleasure. But listen, we want to connect with you. Maybe you have some takeaways from the show that you would like to let us know about. You can do that in two ways. You can go on Twitter and follow us at BK Presents, or email us bkpresents@gmail.com. Once again, that's bkpresents@gmail.com. Until next time, we look forward to hearing from you again on BK Presents. This is Marquise Franklin, the producer of BK Presents, and that is our time for today. We want to say thank you for listening to the show, and if you'd like to hear the entirety of this episode and more, visit bkpresents.com. Also subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, and Google Play. BK Presents, promoting the good news in contemporary fashion.